Basically, I'm scared and I'm excited. And if you have the little bit of mixture of both, I think it's a really good combination for growth. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to my rearranged studio. Look at these beautiful shelves. Us potters, we love shelves. And there's so many bisqued items on it. Why are all of my pieces unglazed? Listen now, don't make your assumptions that I hate glazing that much. I actually don't hate glazing that much. It's a nice break for your skin. You kind of get to sit down and relax. I'm excited about it. But the reason why I've got so many of these things is actually because they're waiting to be a part of a glazed collection. Having a repetitive cohesion of your glazes in a collection for a lot of your pieces is actually important, especially when you maybe put them in a gallery or sell them in a store. And I am going to be putting these in a gallery. And not only that, but I'm going to be managing this gallery and selling them in this style. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. There's this wonderful little pottery gallery, called Ephraim Clayworks. And I will be managing and supplying it and working in the studio up there and living there for the next 6 months, maybe more, we don't know. It's the opportunity that I have genuinely been dreaming for ever since I became a full-time potter, which was only a little bit over a year ago. I decided no safety net, no other options. You either make it work or you die. And either way, you don't have to worry about it, because if you're dead, then you don't worry about it. And if it works out, you don't worry about it. So, long story short, I was 2 feet in trying to make full-time pottery work for me, and this is an opportunity that I'm so in love with. I'll be creating every day, I'll be selling every day, hopefully people buy my work, and I will be learning and growing so much with production pottery, with finding my collection glazes, with managerial things, with understanding business, with running a shop. I mean, I'm so excited to grow in all of these areas, and I know that it's gonna be difficult. I know it's gonna be challenging. I am actually quite scared in a lot of ways. I know I'm extremely excited, but I'm also very scared, especially to be moving out of my wonderful garage studio space that I've invested so much in, that I've really moved into. And it's a wonderful space, and I'm afraid to leave my family, and I'm afraid to leave all my friends. And I'm afraid to be alone for that amount of time, you know, but I'm also a little bit nervous about having enough pieces. I have to go up with about 1,000 in order to fully stock the gallery and have enough to, you know, stock it as things sell. Like I said, hopefully people buy this stuff. Basically, I'm scared and I'm excited. And if you have the little bit of mixture of both, I think it's a really good combination for growth. And I have only really prayed for one thing about my life, and it's to have an expansive one. That means to welcome truly all of the bad experiences. There's an ambulance, did you hear that? That means to truly welcome all of the bad experiences, all of the good experiences, all of the confusing ones, all of the emotion that comes with a full life, and I truly want to accept it, feel it, and see these circumstances as always something that I can learn from. Anyways, we don't have to go down that path. I'm really excited about all these bisque pieces. They're waiting to be glazed to be part of a collection. And this is what I'm preparing for. This is what my life is going to be revolved around right now. Producing production pottery, preparing for the residency, moving out all of my stuff eventually, driving up to Door County. There is so much to look forward to, and I'm going to vlog and film and document the whole process, and I'll share what I've learned with you guys. So let's get to it. I know it's the beginning, but know that art is so important, and so are you. So keep that in mind as we go forward. Look at this cutie little cherry mug. This is going to be collection numero uno, and cherries are actually something that Door County is known for. They've got a bunch of cherry farms. So to think, you know, production, demand, people might want to visit Door County. and remember something that Door County is known for. So I'm thinking that these will be a good seller. The only downside of these is that you do have to sit here and draw each individual cherry. So, you know, when you're thinking about production, time is money, blah, 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 then it might not be the easiest, fastest thing to do, but I am super adamant about keeping myself in line with doing quality over quantity. And yes, making a significant amount of things is so necessary, and I can't ignore my responsibility in that, but if I just won't be proud of myself. Anyway, so I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna draw some cherries on some mugs, and then they're gonna be cute and we're gonna like them. Cue the vibey music. Et voila. So, now we dip the top and the bottom in alabaster and then do that 80 more times. What I really like about this style is that you have some exposed clay on a functional item, when normally with something functional, you know, you don't want you don't want the exposed clay. You know what I'm trying to say? Because it's porous. But if it's on the outside, it's okay. Capiche? Got all of those glazed and in there. It'll happen one step at a time. Creatine, bunch of water, and a little bit of blueberries. That's it. And it's so good. The second way that I have been preparing for my residency, besides, you know, creating glaze collections. Obviously, you have to decide on the glaze collections and write down and test tiles and all that. That's in the glaze notebook. But inventory, what do you have? What do you need? You don't know unless you count it. And I used to suck at inventory. Absolutely booty cheeks sucked. I just was like, I think I have a lot, and I just have a couple, but I have 8 boxes, you know, bad way to do it. I am a very visual person, and sometimes it doesn't matter if we're in the 21st century or not, and we have technology out of the wazoo. I will have my sticky notes and I'll have my paper, and I don't know, for some reason that is the most helpful to me. So I have literally just written down like as these things that I need in the most simple way. 20 chip and dip bowls. Whoa. Oh, a garlic grinder for a test. I haven't done that yet. 20 moon vases, right? This is not the most efficient way, I know this. It's kind of fun to like flip through and be like, what do I want to make for this week? I'll make 20 butterbells, you know, just because I flipped through it. And that's what I need for the shop. So I actually am not done making mugs and tumblers. I am going to make at least 100 of those before I move on. But my technique, my approach to this, besides my clumsy paper, is I will not move on to another vessel until I complete that number of this vessel. And if I can do it in less than a week, great, fantastic. But my absolute minimum time is 7 days to complete the number of things that I have. I can't go over it, I cannot dilly-dally, because I cannot waste time. And the intentionality of creating just the same thing over and over and over again, it actually has been helpful with focus, like I don't get distracted, and it decreases the amount of decisions you have to make, so therefore you work a lot faster, and you get better at that one thing again and again and again. You keep doing it every day, and then when you come time to trim, you only have to do one type of trim. So this is how I've been working lately. I am all over the place. All right, mugs, let's throw. Whoa, all of these weighed out 1.6 or 1.4 pounds on a wear board. Consistency, what I'm talking about. This ripple wavy kind of a one, like a ripple in the water, reminds me of the water in the lake in Door County, and therefore is a series. And I think she's cute. This one is just super simple cylinder, got a nice good flat inside for the cherry mugs. I spent a really long time deciding on the shapes for the collection of mugs because, oh my gosh, I love mugs. I love making them different. I barely make the same thing twice. I mean, that's who I used to be. And I love putting designs still and doing funky things and experimenting, but like we have realized recently, that's not gonna be cohesive for a collection. And I really only came to the realization that I liked these shapes through trying so many different things and then using my pieces and then seeing what felt comfortable, what I thought looked the best with glazes. And you know, obviously this type of thing is not possible without experimenting and exploring. It's not like you're just gonna jump right into just doing the same thing over and over again when you're not even confident with whether you love that or not. It started with making so many different things and really just feeling like I had nothing. And then I got scared. I got really stressed, and I think that is what triggered that I needed to step it up in terms of my time commitment in the studio and my intentionality with what I'm making. And yeah, that's why I'm kind of only doing one thing a week, and I've written it down and I've decided, and I consulted people and my family and friends about like what type of mug they like, what type of handle they like. A lot of what I've heard though, and this is a pretty wide consensus, is that people don't, at least who I talk to, they're not super fond of really tall mugs because that is specifically a beer stein. You should let me know what kind of shape of a mug you like. I would love to know, part of my research. Do you guys like this shape for a tumbler? Remember, it shrinks, so it gets smaller. Okay, well, this is the tumbler shape that I eventually came to after a lot of throwing and then not liking it and firing it and testing the glaze. I'm not necessarily surprised, but still a little surprised how much testing comes with truly deciding on a collection and being forced to say like, okay, this is the shape that I'm going to keep on making, you know, for 100 or more. And I think that it's incredible what getting into this production pottery mindset of just making the same thing over and over again does for perfecting, I don't think perfecting is the right word, but solidifying your opinion on the details of what you like about something. You know, like with your style, I think that there's so many different kinds of styles and they're all so cool. But if you can't decide on like why you like a hippie style or why you like a more grunge style or why you like a old money classy style, like if you just kind of say, well, they look nice, then you're gonna have bell-bottom jeans and you're gonna have black leather and you're gonna wear frills and tassels, and even though they're all cool individually, they're not going to make sense together. Like for this, for example, I really like the tapered bottom. I love that it's a little bit wider. It's not too tall. I like the flat bottom so that you can hold a lot of liquid. And I really like a foot, a really nice carved, pronounced foot that kind of is more narrow, not necessarily goes all the way to the sides of the walls. And that is like, I can't even tell you how long it took me to realize this, which is just like, when you look at this, you're like, nice, okay, cool. But when you think about making it, every single detail, you're like, why is it like this? Why is it like this? Why is it like this? Why is it the color? Why is the foot like this? You know, and it's like, there's every single thing is a decision of, I like that. And this was inspired by Japanese pottery, actually. A lot of Japanese pottery had very cool, kind of narrow, skinny, like pronounced feet, like this one. This is a very wide bowl. And I think maybe you could tell that this kind of is inspired by a Japanese pottery shape of, you know, like a ramen bowl. And that's a big part of their cuisine, you know, like soups and stuff. And then they also, I saw this like carved foot where they took out an asymmetrical triangle shape. And how cool is that? And it's just something that really caught my attention, something that really pleases not only my eye, but my hands, and it feels good. And whenever I see a bottom like this, it inspires me to create something. I literally have a glaze fire that's completely done, and I have decided on my glazes, which is huge, absolutely huge for me, the queen of exploring a million different kinds of glazes and can't settle on one. So this is really big for me. It's also really important with collections, is truly having a repeatable, consistent, reliable color. And I just wanted to show you these. Of course, we have the tumbler again with you could see I was still finding my way with the foot, and then we got there. But I changed the way I'm writing my name, which is cool. I really like this sandstone kind of a color with the blue. Reminds me of a beach kind of sand and then water situation. I'm really in love with this color. It's like a really pretty wintry type of sandy white with this beautiful misty lavender. I love this. So this was like a no-brainer that this is going forward as a collection. So we have tumblers, and we also have the new mug, and also handles are starting to be done a little differently. Things are progressing. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. This week of production pottery truly has transformed my way of thinking. It's transformed my way of working. This week, honestly, is setting the tone and my new standard of what trying hard is, what production in the studio looks like, what working in the studio looks like, and it's helping me be a lot more consistent going forward. I know the next weeks coming up to this residency are going to be, they're gonna be hard, they're gonna be long hours, but this has really helped me set the tone for going forward with my productivity. So I'm so excited that I was able to bring you along with this one. I'm even more excited to show you what's in the kiln. So sorry for the yapping, sorry for the blabbing. Am I though? Okay, let's go. It's at 258 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's probably, you know, it's fine. Sometimes I do open it like 400 degrees Fahrenheit and I poke around, I'm a little impatient, can you tell? Spoon rests. The sand and sea combination spoon rests. I just love the way that it's dripping. I'm starting little matcha mixing bowls because who doesn't love matcha? Actually, a lot of people. Well, we have the bowls for them. Floating Blue by Amico. And this is the only dark color in the collections that I'm doing. And dude, like there's deep blue, light blue, it mixes into like red and breaks a little bit in sections. See how it breaks right there on the thumb rest? Oh my gosh. We've got some more tumblers in that color. This is actually that lavender with that winter wood mix, but I only glazed it halfway so that it would kind of like drip. I think it needs to be a bit thicker, but I do like the concept. Same thing, this one did drip a little bit more, which I'm digging, but again, yeah, just a little bit thicker and we'll get that to drip more. I will say, when you do a collection color, like it's consistent. You don't have like, ooh, are things going to work out? For the most part, you know they're gonna work out, which is like the biggest relief. Sand and sea. I'm really liking this kind of like a bubble shape. And then we also have this kind of like a corrugated bubble, which is really interesting. And the handles, of course, they're all kind of unique and different because you gotta keep playing. I love how this combo kind of turns like lavender right here. So sick. Wondering what all that pounding is? My posts get stuck to this sometimes. Dude, I can't get it off. Okay, this one, I have literally fired this one like 8 times and it keeps turning out ugly. Like the glaze like won't stick to it. So I guess this is gonna go in the Mugly collection. Mugly meaning the ugly mugs that I have. We have some more of the staple color. I love, I love, I love. And look at this cool handle. I love how this is folded right here. I mean, how can you not be in love with this color? I mean, of course, you know, not everyone likes lavender, but look at how it changes from this light to white to deeper lavender to white. I love thumb rests like this too. Pretty. Look at this fun little thumb rest. Isn't that cute? This room is definitely hot. It is in the garage and it's also like -7. So I'm not complaining. To keep being productive, I have worked in the studio for a minimum of 6 hours a day and I don't really have a max. It's just that if you finish one section of work and it hasn't been 8 hours, then, you know, take a break, reassess, make a list if you need to, and then move on to the next. I know that what I certainly don't like is grinding the bottoms, and that is what's next for all of these pieces now that they're cooling off. I don't know if you can hear them dinging. I love this sound. That is actually scientifically the cups singing, "I'm done, I'm done, yay." It is scientifically proven. Now that we got this table cleared off, we got most of the bottoms ground down and smooth, everything fits nice, and I always like to check that it's smooth on my hand. I did have to change my shirt because it's so hot in here, which is great because I am so excited for spring. You have no idea. We are at the tail end of it, you guys. We can get through it. It's like -10, I think, outside. The Midwest is going through it right now. But these things they all remind me of summer. This reminds me of sand and water. This, even though it's kind of wintry colors, it reminds me of like spring flowers. So number 1, we have the cherry mug. 2, we have the cherry tumbler. Then we have the Sand and Sea classic handled mug. I did experiment with some shapes. I love this one. Look at, isn't it cool? Woo. And then of course we have sand and sea tumblers. And we also have the winter wood lavender tumblers, and also of course in mug form. And then this I didn't show you. This is the only one of this so far, but it says Door County, which is of course where the shop will be at, and this is in floating blue. So we have the Door County floating blue mugs and then just floating blue mugs. It is important as a creator for you to know what you have in each glaze combination. So I know that I have 70 mugs, but when you split those up in between the different glaze combinations, you might only have, 17 or so in each collection. I'm not doing good math right now. Don't pay attention to that. Give me a second.
I ended up making a new and improved Google Sheets for the inventory sheet. This one is a lot better and more efficient for me, and after all, that is the whole point of our inventory sheet. So, first of all, using clear and consistent column headers for your item name and category. For me, I have the glaze type and then the name, and this makes sense to me and it's super, super helpful. I'm also making a SKU number, and although this is not helpful right now, it will be helpful down the line when we're selling in store and hopefully also listing these online, so that we can identify the number and the type of that certain item. And lastly, the automatic sum function, so helpful, so that when you put in and update the quantity of whatever type of thing that you have, it automatically updates the total number for you, so you don't have to do all the counting yourself. Which brings me to the fact that this is not fun to do right now, but putting in the time to make this inventory sheet is going to save us so much time down the line, so put in the work now so you can do yourself a favor later, my friends.
Oh, dog wants to come in. Hi! I wasn't going to include that I was struggling with my Google Sheets because it was low-key kind of embarrassing. But one of my core values is authenticity, and that just means to show what I'm really going through, who I really am, what I'm bad at, what I'm good at. And I think through that, I will be able to hopefully make more genuine connections with you. And if you struggle with the same thing, or maybe if you've gone through the same thing and you have a better way of doing it. And if I just pretended like I was super good at that kind of thing and I knew all the formulas, then maybe I couldn't offer some solidarity to you if you also struggle with that, and maybe we wouldn't be able to have a conversation if you know a better way to do it. Okay, well, you know what? Even though we had to stop yesterday because of a little Google Docs issue, I did end up figuring it out. Oh my gosh, literally almost murdered my collection mugs. But anyways, so we have the cherry mug, the floating blue Door County mug, the winter wood lavender mug, and then the summer sand and sea glaze collection mug. Doing collections in groups like this, where I only focus on one category for a week, I think is super effective when you are trying to be consistent, get better at a certain thing, and reduce the amount of decisions that you have to make, so like increases efficiency. This one is the one I chose to put my matcha in this morning. Ceramic cups are the one of the most durable. They also don't contribute to that like consumerism mindset, because when you get that mug that's just for you, you cherish it. And when you cherish your mugs and when you cherish the things around you, you don't end up having to feel like distracted and buy any other cute thing that you see, because you know that you have the perfect one for you. And I love that. That's one of the reasons why I love making functional ceramic items so much. I also love making sculptural things, but anyways, I hope that you enjoyed coming with me on this journey of production pottery. I hope that maybe it offered some inspiration or motivation for you to make one thing a week and really get better at it. I'm just so excited for this residency opportunity. We're going up in only 43 days, which is so little. It's such a short amount of time. It's basically a little over a month. And I'm trying my best every day to prepare my best for it. This one is probably my favorite color combo out of all of them. I really just think that the wintry white speckle with the lavender is so unique, and I love the shape with this. This one I also honestly do love. I've had this combo for a while, so maybe it lacks a little bit of novelty to me. And I think this one is just a totally different vibe, but I love it, and I think that people are gonna like it up in Door County. I might change the font and how I write it. Anyways, you know, through watching, and thank you for watching, by the way. Thank you for getting to the end, for supporting me, for the kind words of encouragement or advice. I welcome those as well. You know that experimentation is so important. You know that the process is the goal, not the end product. So keep going through the process, taking the steps in whatever process you're in or whatever art that you do. And you know that art is so important in our world, no matter what's going on in it. And you know that art is so important in your world, so keep creating it and keep doing it. Thank you for coming with me on this journey. It has been a little bit of a stressful one, especially with the inventory at the end, but I'm excited to share and help you with that in any way that I can, or perhaps start a conversation on how you guys can help me with that. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.